Okay.
You'll need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Representative
Okay.
So it's most likely a venture.
Cortez murdered me in electrical on a
Who's
What's up? Welcome to Gen XYZ. My name is, I'm just hanging on by a thread, Ricky.
I'm a COVID Christmas Beth. What's up? And what? Oh my goodness. Hello.
I love how you got inspired by the, hip hop. You're like, what's up?
What's up? How you doing?
All right, welcome to Gen XYZ. If it's your first time visiting, we are a chat, vid, pod, etc., cast where we discuss things in the media, pop culture, the internet, and the like.
Yes, and we'd like you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also leave a comment below about you and your favorite Christmas traditions, and follow us at Gen XYZ on social media.
Be our friends. Okay, Beth, so we're going to hear a little bit in the holiday spirit. I see you got a nice little hat here. You've got a friend.
Yes.
What's been up this week? How's it been going?
I am living my best virtual Christmas life. So that has been doing like all these like virtual crafts with my niece and nephews. Okay, wait. So we did like salt crystal ornaments. Look at that. We've done virtual snow globes. And then you have a picture of like one of my favorite piece de resistance, which is my football stadium that we did over like my graham cracker. Yeah, that's very cute. You're just obsessed with your hat right now. Like, yes. Yeah, no,
and
that's like
Ohio, there's a team that's known throughout the land. 11 warriors brave and bold, whose fame will ever stand. And when the ball goes over, archers will reach the sky. Ohio field will hear again our Buckeye battle cry. I think I got one of those verses wrong. Sorry, don't kill me.
Okay, well, okay, we can at least do OH.
Ayo.
You can't even do an IO over the hat. The hat's too big. Anyway,
our football. Okay, that was fun.
Guy. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so anyway, also we did a white Christmas. So I gave,
trigger warning,
as you do.
Why I gotta be a white Christmas?
No. Yeah, that's right. All right. White elephant.
White Christmas or white elephant?
Why is the elephant white? Because I think it's because it's a weird random, I don't know. Okay, does not matter. Random gift.
That's fine. I'm not expecting you to answer for all of humanity why it's called the white elephant gift exchange.
Okay, it's like the most awkward gifts you can give. So like this was also virtual. We did a virtual like random gift thing, and I gifted the awkward family photos because who doesn't love random family photos?
Oh yes. Hold on, let me find it. I've got some windows here.
That was supposed to be. We have to offer moment.
So this is the gift that you gave this to somebody.
Yes, I gave this gift. This is my random pick. Yes. That also feels kind of Ohio to me, actually, because this feels like 80s in the Midwest.
Did these people like sign their rights away?
I know.
How do you get the? Oh my god.
I don't know, but this does feel like I feel like I did get these photos from people, somewhere in my life. That was my gift. And then I received a spitting llama gift, which I was very I stole. if you don't know the game of like white elephant, you give gifts, then you can steal them. And I got this gift, and then I had to steal it multiple times back because
So we're getting a POV. It spits water.
yes, it's a llama hat that spits water. That's correct. Yes, I mean, in COVID times, I don't know how politically correct it is to spit water on people, but like, come on, who doesn't love that? So
Well,
yes,
that's good.
I am living my best.
Oh, we're good. Okay. I was still seeing the video, but okay, continue.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's a virtual Christmas, so like usually I'd be like home with, like, I'd be out visiting family, I'd be like, visiting family and friends, but like this Christmas, like it's virtual, so we're trying to capture the childhood spirit in the middle of like craziness. So share with us, like, what are you doing this virtual COVID Christmas? Wait, what are you laughing at now?
My arm is tired, so I'm waiting for the next segment so I can switch hats because my hair is
you can just
busted the house boots.
Okay, just okay, go because you're tired. Okay, go.
No, that's great. I'm happy for your holiday experiences.
I like how you're like, I'm tired. I'm very tired right now, but like, go on about your wonderful Christmas.
Well, that could be part of my weekly update. So I've been working out very good. Well, so that's hence my like tired arms here. And 2 new things. I'm going to Abu Dhabi in January. I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
But I'm going on a work trip to Abu Dhabi, so that's going to be exciting. And so stay tuned for potential vlogging / reports from abroad. I don't know how much you'll actually be able to see, but stay tuned, and you might get a little bit of you'll get a backseat ride on my trip to Abu Dhabi. I'll be there for 20 days in January, so that's really exciting. And I'm also starting massage therapy school. I decided to do that last week, so I got in with my, I've got a master's degree, so my credit transfer was ridiculous. Actually, I have so many credits that I couldn't even qualify for financial aid. They were like, bitch, you old and you've got degrees. You can afford to pay for this yourself. I was totally bummed, but that's the system for you. Can't catch a break. But yeah, so
you're going to Abu Dhabi. Like, nobody can travel right now. You're going to freaking Abu Dhabi.
Yes, but just to be clear, I'll give the step by step. I got to fly to Vegas. I got to quarantine. I got to pass some COVID tests, and then I fly on a private jet, private chartered, because she's fancy or whatever.
And let's just remind you, 5 seconds ago, he was like, I can't apply for financial aid, but I'm flying in a financial jet, like a private jet.
Yes, financial jet. I can't get financial aid, but I'm flying on a financial jet. You heard it here. So yeah, looking forward to that. And obviously there's some specific details that I won't get into because that's the gig and secret project. So yeah. Okay. That's great. Well, that's us for the past week. Let's take a quick second and get into our first segment, which is Have You Heard? And in the 5 seconds of that transition, I'm going to try to get out of this hat and get my headphones back on. So here we go. 3,
How is it that hard of a deal?
1, go.
Seriously.
I didn't make it.
You didn't make it. You were just waiting. Like, what? Wait, so it took you that long to like switch your hats?
No,
like,
I messed myself up because in the quickness, in the last minute before the intro, I decided to put it on. So I threw this hat across the room. So I had to go fetch. I had to go fetch the hat.
Oh
okay,
my
we're good
God.
now.
Okay.
So welcome to Have You Heard, where we discuss things that we came across in the last week and we want to know. Have you heard?
Yeah. So have you heard that there's the great conjunction that happened last night?
Ooh, yes, I did hear. Beth, what is the great conjunction? What does it mean?
I don't know. It sounds like a dating term of some sort, right? Like the great conjunction.
Or
I have
like,
a great conjunction.
Conjunction, function, conjunction, junction. What?
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's either that. It's either like something you heard after school or a dating term. I don't know which. Anyway.
Is it called? Is it the Great Conjunction or is it just the Conjunction?
No, the Great Conjunction.
Great Conjunction. Yeah, I
The
feel like they
Korean
could have done
fusion.
better with that.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, whatever. Well, anyway, so it's the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. They come together for like it happens every 20 years. Sorry, wait. There's not a great conjunction between my ear and my earbud anyway. So anyway, so people went out last night to like go look at this. So this happens every 20 years, but it has never been quite as close as it has been in the past. This happens like back in the time of Galileo
Yeah, it
in
was
the
like
1600s.
1623 or something, right?
Yeah, like that was the last time that has been that close. But you can see it because it happened during the daytime. And before that, it was in the 1200s. So some people consider this like kind of this kind of like oh my goodness, I just like totally like blanked on the
Find the
world.
words. Land the
I
plane.
couldn't find the words.
Basically, it's this great event that happened.
Astronomical phenomenon. Yeah, they call it the Christmas star because it looks like such a big, this big light in the sky. So they call it sometimes the Christmas star, even though it's not a star, it's two planets. But what is weird specifically about this year is that it also happened on the winter solstice, which, if you did not know, is like this was celebrated across the world in like all these different societies. Like way back in the day, before Jesus, before all of that, it was a very precious holiday when like the ideas between the living and the dead were like very weak, and like it was celebrated in all cultures in different ways. So it was also a way that humanity has always like kind of connected to its spirituality. And also like Christmas should really be like a way different day, but they just like kind of moved it over to the winter solstice because all the pagans were celebrating it. So it was a way to like merge all that stuff together. So yeah, don't celebrate the winter solstice, celebrate Christmas and
Oh, I
Jesus'
see.
birth. Yeah. So anyway, so there's a lot of things going on here.
For
Like
sure.
one, it's just just the phenomenon of these two planets converging because like they have two different orbital patterns. One, Jupiter is like around 12 years, Saturn's around 29. So it only happens every 29 years. How close they are is a phenomenon to itself. And then we add on to it that it's the winter solstice, which is a magical time of the year for ancient peoples around the world. And we have different ideas about what this magical phenomenon could be in this horrible year of 2020. So, Ricky, go.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think people on the interwebs decided to sort of take this and run with it and to find some light at the end of the 2020 tunnel. So Black Twitter popped off kind of manifesting or hoping to manifest some powers, some superpowers from the Great Conjunction. So one person started off just saying, I can't wait to get my special powers on the December 21st. And Twitter was like, oh, really? Is that a thing? And then everyone just sort of started manifesting what powers they wanted, or they basically were just, everyone was on standby for what magic powers they might get on the 21st. So I liked a few of them so we could play and have a look at them. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
So here's one, me watching Black Twitter after everyone gets their powers. That's just a good one. Child, if I don't get no MF and powers tomorrow, I'm gonna have a problem with Black Twitter. I'm ready to collect reparation. Yes, ditto. The best part about being Black on December 21st is that I'm either going to be laughing hysterically with Black Twitter at all the jokes, or I'm going to have superpowers. It's a win-win in my book. Yes, chew that. And then there's also, I love Twitter because there's just so many subcategories of Twitter. Black LLC Twitter gonna be like, damn, y'all not using these powers to start a business. And then the unfriendly reminder for today, which is just really fun.
Okay, yeah.
So I just love Black Twitter's ability to just parlay the most random non-fact thing into just pure entertainment and joy, and just as a coping mechanism. Currently it's the 22nd. I don't believe I attained any magical powers, but who knows?
What?
Maybe I need to wait until I'm in some sort of danger and then I suddenly
Oh,
can
well, okay,
control
wait.
matter, you know?
Well, this is the question. Like, what would be your power? Like, that's always like. Actually, first off, everyone in the audience, what would be your power if you could have magically like manifested your powers? What would they be today? Go.
Yeah, sound off
Okay.
down below. I don't know what my preferred. I mean, you always say it's always like invisibility for sure, because you can kind of just go in and out. But then that's kind of a bit of a pervy one, invisibility.
It's a very pervy like. I don't like. Oh
That's
God,
for like the
no.
voyeur and everyone. To fly,
Have you
but
what?
I think
I didn't
teleportation
even.
through
Oh,
time, and then
Oh
also
yeah,
location.
yeah.
I think that would be like a twofer.
Teleportation. That's solid. Okay, like, have you watched The Boys? By the way, there's this show on Amazon where they have like it's the pervy version of the superheroes. Anyway, yeah, and invisibility is
Yeah,
everything you thought,
I haven't
everything
watched
you
it,
thought he was.
but I know there's some hype
It
around it,
is.
and then
It's dark.
Barack Obama put it on his list of favorite shows of 2020.
It's
So
really dark, actually.
I
Like,
might have to check
oh
it out.
god.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have a loop back to Obama stays because that's gonna be a later segment. But yeah, I think teleportation's good. But yeah, sound off below. I think yeah, no, let's not be invisible. Teleportation, yes.
Very.
Anyway,
Wait, so you're agreeing
okay.
that's yours as well? Teleportation?
Yeah, no, because I'm lame and I can't think of anything else. Like, it's not flying. It's not. I don't know what it would be. I think that's a good one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Anyway,
moving
so you golf.
on, have you heard that we have a new golf phenom on our hands in Mr. Charlie Woods?
Oh my goodness, he's
Let's
so
take a look at
cute.
him in action right here. This was like the cutest thing ever.
This was just earlier, and we believe this was a
Oh
5-wood
my god.
that he rips from about 175 yards with Dad watching.
Look at them watching the ball the same way.
Awesome shot, and it was. It's within about
Oh
4
my
feet
goodness.
Funny.
for eagle.
It is so amazing. Like the one they're wearing matching outfits. Like, okay, who at 11 is wearing matching outfits with their dad? Like that is so like I mean like we're like oh, but also like oh like he's actually doing it. And he's so good. Like he actually carried his dad, and his dad was so proud.
Yeah, he
Like
was the one teeing off. You know, that's the power position where you want to get
yeah,
distance. And I think his tee off is better than
yeah,
his dad's. Also, I think dad is
yeah,
still nursing or coming back from a couple injuries. Or
yeah.
he's just
But I mean,
old too,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, there's articles that are saying like specific things that like Ty, like you're like, oh, your son's carrying you. And he's like, yeah, and he's just like so super proud. And like we had no idea how good like Tiger Woods' son was. Like I love this quote. I sent this quote, and I can't find it right now. But it was
Oh, I can
basically
read it
talking
for
about
you
yeah, read the
from Golf Week.
yes,
It says until this week, Charlie's golf exploits had mostly been guarded like state secrets. Occasionally, video of his swing would surface on social media from one of his appearances at a junior tournament and dissected as if it was the Zapruder film.
which the Zapruder film is
Yeah,
from
please clarify.
JFK, like assassination, and everyone watched that film over and
Oh,
over again. Yeah, but the idea being that like, like how good is it? I don't know. Like all we have is this information. Like everyone was super excited to see like how good like Tiger Woods' son would be. And like he's a freaking phenomenon.
yeah.
And he's oh my gosh, I am so happy by this story.
And it kind of is, I mean, it's a common theme with any athlete that has kids. The next question is, especially when they start to become of age, and not even of age, but
Yeah.
like able to walk and maybe swing a bat or swing a tennis racket. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
are there any, innate skills that
Skills.
they got from their parents, and usually the case is yes. Oh, we can also talk
Yeah.
about, we've got a few
Yeah.
here of other sort of
Yeah.
legacy kids. I'm going to pull up here and we can just talk about them. Oh, and we have like the cute side by
I mean,
sides.
they're so adorable. Like look
Yeah.
at the
And so then
these
here is Bronny and LeBron James, obviously basketball star. He is on everyone's radar as the next best great
yeah.
thing. We also have Serena Williams with
I love
her
this little
daughter.
picture.
That's so cute. Obviously, she's too young to know, but the fact that she's on court already with a racket in her hand kind of lets us all know what's about to go down. So yeah, and it must be tough to go back to the Tiger story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he was a young phenom. I'm surprised, given what he's gone through, that he, you know, there's always the question of will they actually, you know, quote unquote, let their kids play the sport. It's unfortunate what happened to Tiger. Looking at the images with him and his son, obviously you're reminded of the images of him with his father. And it got me thinking about what actually happened to Tiger. You know, he had this sort of fall from grace, you know, some infidelity here and there. And it felt like it was at the time when I was asking myself, it felt like a harder fall from grace than it needed to be. But then in reviewing what actually happened, because it's been so long ago,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he did. He got into some shenanigans, you know,
Well,
sort of
I
like
mean, like,
multiple women. But at the same time, it's like, well, what did you expect? And he even says in an interview, he's like, well, I was at the top of my game, unstoppable with all this money. Of course, I thought I had the freedom to just go and hook up with women as I saw. If I wanted to,
I mean,
then I
like,
would get it, you know?
yeah, but I mean, like, it's also like, I mean, like, whatever. Like, how many times do we know, like, for example, that like Trump cheated on his wife, like, and seriously, like, unprotected sex with like porn stars, and we were just like, okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
thing. He became president of the United States.
I mean, like, and then, like, you know, like Clinton, like, the most public thing is that he just got like a blowjob, pretty much. I mean, like, the point is that like we judge these affairs differently. I'm not saying any infidelity is great or right. I'm just saying that like how we judge them is judged by like our political environment, how we see the character of that person at the time.
Yeah, and I
And
don't.
like, I'm sure there's a lot of like what sports star doesn't have like lots of opportunities to have infidelities. But like,
Yeah,
how many times do we talk about it?
yeah, and the downfall, like the outcasting of these athletes, most of the time who are revered, it doesn't match. What am I trying to say? So the care that we have and the revere, all the, you know, we put them up on this pedestal.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, greatest golf player
Yeah.
of all time, trying to get the most Masters of all time. He could do no wrong. He's amazing, and then he has these transgressions, and then it's just like pushed him to the side. He lost sponsorships because of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's look a little bit deeper. It's been 2 years since his father died, who's been his closest, you know, friend and his coach and father. He had multiple injuries. When he crashed the SUV, he was on Vicodin, you know, an
Right.
opioid. And what is it now? Oh, we have the opioid crisis. Well, actually, back in 2006, we had the most highest profile athlete getting in a car accident because of an opioid. And instead of
And we,
looking at the opioid issue and the mental health issue, we just looked at him as the person with the problem. And
right.
I just think
Yeah.
there was something there that we could have, if they
We,
looked at more of the person and supported the person that they love so much and revere so much, as opposed to
yeah.
just his transgression. I think there
Yeah.
was an opportunity to start the conversation about opioid, for example, back then, to start the conversation about
Yeah.
athletes and depression back then and
Yeah.
mental health. But it was like a missed opportunity, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think we got it. Like, it was much more blaming him for that. But I mean, like, opioids, like, I mean, like, all of us were like, I remember, like, anyway, like, we were all, like, I remember being prescribed opioids, and I was like, nothing really happened to me, but okay,
Oh my
I'll
gosh,
take it.
yes. Me for a
And
work
like,
injury.
I've been, like, I'm saving them for an apocalypse. I have them in the back of my, like, closet just in case. I was like, I don't actually need these or want these, but okay, like,
No,
this could be
yeah.
currency
I
if the
gotta
world goes down. Like, but it was like nothing like was actually wrong with me, but they were being prescribed like candy to everyone.
yeah.
And even at the time, I didn't understand how powerful they were. I just knew I didn't want them. And by the way, like, I have addictive personality, like, but I still was like, nope, lying, like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope, nope.
I got injured at work, and it wasn't even really an injury, but they work wanted me to go get it checked out just for insurance purposes.
Yeah,
And she literally just was like, "Does it hurt here?" I was like, "I mean, it's a little sore, but it's not. It's fine. I'm just
yeah,
here for paperwork." She was like, "Okay, 30 Vicodin and 30 800 milligram ibuprofen and 30 muscle relaxer." I said, "Ma'am, I don't need any of that. Like, please." You're trying to create a problem here, because again, type A addictive personality. I don't need the temptation.
no, no. No, I do not need these. But they were prescribed like
Yeah, and it's
pretty
almost like a
fancy
train.
at the
It's almost
time.
like a step by step. Like it's almost like you're being ushered. You know, you get injured at work, which you think it's fine, and you don't want to see a doctor, but work makes you see a doctor. You go see that doctor, and then they prescribe you these. You know, and that storyline probably ended differently for
Yeah,
another person. Like in another
yeah,
storyline, that person did take those 30, Vicodin and became
right.
dependent on it because of back pain and had a very sad outcome as opposed to not taking them in the first place.
Well, it's also because I didn't really have to have them. So, like, if I had had really serious pain, like, it would have been a different story. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't have serious pain at the issue.
But of
So,
course,
like,
now
I
we
mean,
know with all the investigations that those companies, Pfizer and not me,
yeah,
allegedly, let me not name names. Imagine Pfizer
yeah,
like sending me a cease and desist,
yeah,
but they were giving incentives to those doctors for prescribing um, those
right,
opioids. So there's a bigger
yeah,
systemic issue that has come to light since then. But yeah, that's
yeah,
basically,
yeah.
I don't know.
And,
Like
and like,
it was a weird to celebrate, and I kind of forgot about Tiger Woods in a way. So for me, it was nice to look back and kind of like
yeah,
put that all into context and understand it as to why I felt so
yeah.
emotional watching the current footage of him with his son. It was like because we almost lost that icon for a little bit, and great to
Well,
have him
because
back.
he had a rough time. He just was having a rough time of getting there. And then,
Yeah,
like, it's also, I, I think the other thing, which I know is kind of weird to bring up, but like, his son doesn't look black at all because, he's like, what, wait, his dad's half black and his mom's not at all. So he's wait, what is that, 1/8? 1/8 black? If that?
yeah, because even Tiger is
Yeah.
black,
Half black.
Native
Yeah.
American, and Asian. So yeah,
Yeah.
and his mom
Yeah.
is
So I
lily
mean,
white, Swedish. So I mean, he didn't
but
have
I mean, I think,
much.
yeah, but I mean, like, he just like, I mean, I think we think race is so static and it's really so fluid in between generations. So,
Yeah,
like, I'm kind of
absolutely.
curious. So, I mean, one is kind of question. He has to live up to his father's legacy, and then it's also kind of a question. Like, part of the reason we judged Tiger the way he was because we saw him as black. Like, how did a black person possibly succeed at golf? So,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
he had
with his
white people
son, we
bowing,
judged.
literally bowing as he walked down the fairways. When he was in his at the height of his career. A black golf player having white spectators literally bowing to him. It was an amazing thing to see. Um,
So, I mean, will be
yeah,
different for his son, who like he's the child of like the first black golfer, even though he's only quarter. I mean, like it's kind of an interesting question too about like how race and family and legacy. I mean, there's so many different parts that are kind of
yeah.
intersecting
I mean,
with
they will
this.
be affected because even LeBron James' son Bronny, there was an incident where he had some sort of debris thrown at him during a game, and this kid's in high
Yeah,
school, and it come to find out it was another kid. And even LeBron James said, that's a great. My son has a lot more patience than I do because I would love to have that that happen while I
yeah,
was there, on my watch kind of thing. Serena Williams and Venus Williams, they dealt with racism. I mean, there's the famous Indian Wells
yeah,
tournament where people were anticipating a Williams versus Williams. I'm not sure if it was a semifinal or final. It might have
yeah,
been a semifinal. Venus pulled out with an injury, so the majority white audience, they wanted their black sister rivalry match. And when Venus pulled out, they literally booed Serena when she was on court. And as Venus and her father were walking to get their seat for the
yeah,
match, it was Serena's maybe semifinal, or maybe it was Serena's final match.
yeah,
Um, the father heard the N word being thrown, and there's video of him actually stopping the stands and addressing somebody like, "What did you just say?" kind of thing. And they booed Serena through that entire match. She won the tournament, and then she vowed to never return, which she didn't return for years. She just recently, maybe
yeah,
it was 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, she returns to Indian Wells for the first time. Her and Venus. I think Venus still hasn't returned, or maybe Venus did after her. I'm not sure, but it was a big deal. And as she walked on court, the entire crowd stood, gave her, standing
yeah,
ovation. There were tears. It was a big deal.
yeah.
So I don't doubt, especially a sport like golf, which is majority white.
I
I'm
I feel
sure
like
still gonna. I
yeah,
don't think
like
the
yeah,
tiger I don't think the tiger cloak, for I don't know, lack of a better word. I don't think that
yeah.
will shield him from any sort of
I
issues.
think
I
that
think there will be
yeah,
some resistance at some point.
Well, I think there's two things. Is that like both like it was both like golf and tennis or like some of the whitest sports that are out there. And so like now like we accept that we have these awesome stars like Venus and Serena and like Tiger. But back in the day it was very controversial and now they have half white, even more whiter kids. So like how will that affect it? And will anyone even remember how much of a struggle it was for their parents coming into it? It may or may not play out. I'm just kind of curious to see because I don't like it was amazing that it was such a struggle when it was like in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. He's only 11,
Yeah.
so
And
we'll
yeah,
hopefully he's being allowed to be a kid. I mean, I saw an interview where Tiger is very much that the kid that Charlie is driving it, and he just wants him to have fun, and so that's good. Before we move on, I wanted to address the last sort of legacy sort of athlete family, and that I lost it. Hold on, come back.
and why he's letting it come back. Yeah, also like let the kids be the kids meet themselves. So continue.
Yeah, so after here we have Gigi and Kobe. Unfortunately, we lost them at the top of 2020 in what should have probably been a signal to all of us that 2020 was about to be some shit. But this is another legacy family that we wish we could have seen come to fruition. But yeah, rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi. So let's take a second, let's take a breather and get into our next segment, the Random Rabbit Hole. Okay, so we're at the Random Rabbit Hole, which is a place where we kind of dive deeper into subjects that, kind of intrigued us. And we decided, oh, there's some more here. We need to follow that rabbit down the hole. So, Beth, what do you got for us?
Well, first off, let us play it as you know. May your Yuletide be gay. So, yes. Oh wait, are you gonna play it, or you're not gonna play it?
I can play it.
Okay, that producing moment kind of got lost, so we can just skip it.
Stand by. I just like that was a hard transition. That was a hard one. Hold on, let me get.
I guess okay. We're working this through. We're working through our transition. So like, okay, wait. Cue.
Stand by, because it's thinking. Play.
Okay.
Are we gonna get copyrighted? Well, that's fine if we do.
It's only like 10 seconds. I think we're fine. Like. Oops. Oh wait. Oh no, you have to skip ahead to 30 seconds. Okay, we have some issues.
We just want the literal lyric where she says gay.
Yeah, like 50. Okay, this transition has sucked. 54, like 54 seconds in.
Next year.
Wait.
You said 54?
Yeah, 54 seconds.
Merry little Christmas.
Oh my god.
Make the Yuletide.
Okay.
Next year.
Okay.
Okay,
so tell us about the Yuletide game. What was that?
Okay, wow. Okay, we gotta work on transitions. That could have been lovely, but that sucked. But
hey, it's a live show, kids. Let's keep it rolling. So, what does that make you think of when you hear Yuletide gay? What does that bring to you?
Thank you for your subtle prompts, producer Ricky.
Please take us into the world of gay Christmas. Or great gay holiday.
I almost died there. Okay, anyway.
Sorry, I haven't
okay,
done
wait.
a moment.
No,
okay,
we should just like let that music happen.
Holiday celebration come together in every nation. Okay, go.
Okay, anyway. So we were just talking. There's like a whole bunch of like new movies that are LGBTQIA friendly this year. Which includes there's a movie on Hulu right now called The Happiest Season with Kristen Stewart. There's also I Hate New Year's. There's also Christmas Setup on Lifetime, and there's also anyway. So there's multiple movies right now, both on Lifetime and Hulu, and also on Hallmark. So have you watched any of these, Ricky? The Christmas House is the one on Hallmark.
I have not. I have not watched any of these.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of these in general? Like, there's so many. Like, there's been so many classical, like Christmas. Like, there is always like some kind of like romantic, like. Oh wait, you got to the controversy already. Okay, well, we'll
Oh,
dive into the
whoops. Sorry.
controversy now.
I thought that's where we were going. Stand by.
Yeah, no. So anyway, so like it's 2020. Why are there no other like Hallmark? Like, why are there no other Christmas romantic movies about like couples who are like same sex? If you remember in 2019, Hallmark they banned a commercial from Zola, like, the people behind like all the wedding websites. You have all the couples like kissing, you're like, oh, like, look, they're so cute, they're in love. And then there's one couple that was same sex that was kissing. And Hallmark banned Zola from advertising on their site because they're like, oh my goodness, there's gay people. We must make them go away.
Oh, no bueno.
And that was last year. So it is actually really a big deal that like Hallmark now has a gay Christmas movie. It's 20 freaking 20. Seriously. Like, and all these movies, they're not offensive. Like, nothing like dark is happening. Like, everyone's just like, I love you, but I love you, but I hate you. And then they fall in love and everything's romantic.
With
And
the
like,
Mazda
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
anyway, it's all like magical. It's all magical, wonderful Christmas.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird. I feel like it's one of those things I feel like I should be angry about, but I can't summon the
you can't summon any anger for like.
I guess it's unfortunate. I mean, when it's a specific thing like blocking advertising stuff, yeah, like that's crap. But as far as like sort of the number or the quantity of sort of gay friendly or gay centered holiday films, it's not on my to-do list really, but it's great. Which is why I haven't heard of any of these films, but
Well, you're also not like a Hallmark. I don't know. Like, I love, like, I mean, I remember watching like Holiday in Handcuffs. There's just like this whole plethora of these like Hallmark
yeah,
movies
do you like
that are
those sort of
all
like
about
cheesy gay, not
just
gay, but
cheesy,
cheesy in general?
romantic, like all like heartfelt, like, and all the magic happens. These couples come together and they come across like the latest, like, they just had a misunderstanding. There's nothing real.
That's what drives you crazy because it's like that's why I get so frustrated because nobody's talking to each other. This all could be solved with a single conversation. Speak your truth. Like let them explain. I had the same situation with I watched Euphoria. I know, late to the party, but and maybe it's the case with kids, but it's like you're doing way too much. All you need to do is sit down and explain how you feel, and then they can let you know, oh, I didn't mean that. Oh,
Right.
The end.
Well, I mean, actually, like
that's also the key to writing is this whole conflict aspect to it. But yeah, I get a little bit too much of a realist at times when I watch those things.
I mean, like, there's something about being a teenager. Like, everything's like a little bit like more emotionally charged, like, and it is dramatic. But it's also like the happiest season on Hulu, for example. Like, why? Like, it was a coming out story. How is there a coming out story in 2020? Like, that's a holiday movie. Seriously.
The Happiest Season was a coming out movie.
Yeah, no,
that's the
like
central, like
that's the central theme. Like, she goes home and like visits her parents, and Kristen Stewart has to go back in the closet because her girlfriend isn't out to her parents. And it's 2020. Like, that's a 90s story. Seriously. Like, why is she not out to her parents? Seriously.
Yeah, like we've done this before. We've seen this.
I mean, it's the 90s. I mean, this is like a 90s. I mean, is it just people who are 90s making these films? Or do they really think?
I lied. There is a because it happens around Christmas as well, or Christmas is a part of the movie. Kissing Jessica Stein. That is a really good gay. It's not a holiday film, but I think there is a section of it that involves the holidays. That's a really good one. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen it in a while, actually. So wait, what's the gay part of it, though? I don't remember.
The whole thing is gay because she meets a woman, but she's super type A and uptight, and she doesn't even. She's like a lipstick lesbian kind of thing, and
but it's the 90s, so that's.
Oh, Dan Levy's in this one. Is he sort of like the acerbic?
Oh, Dan Levy. Oh, he's like the best friend. Yeah, he's the gay best friend to a gay girl. Yeah, but he's lovely. And also like the girl who's not coming out is she is actually in my favorite episode of Black Mirror. which is this lovely. Have you ever seen it? It's the one where they're like living virtual lives in the 80s and 90s, like people who are dead or almost dead. Anyway, it's
Oh,
beautiful. It's a beautiful lesbian love story. Anyway.
this is Kissing Jessica Stein. It's an old one.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to my girl Mandy, or our girl Mandy.
Yeah.
This was one of our
Oh,
go-tos.
John
back
Hamm
the
was in
day.
it. I did
Oh
never
yeah,
would have
that's John
recognized.
Hamm. I didn't even real. Yeah, he wasn't John Hamm. I mean, he was John Hamm back then, but
I mean, he was just John Hamm, but we didn't
we didn't know
think of him as
him.
John Hamm.
But it's really funny. There's lots of funny montages of her
Oh
going.
my God, there's so many people that we know that are in this movie
Yeah,
that like,
she goes on all these like
wow.
horrible dates. The typical
Yeah.
montage. And you've got the friends. Oh, she answers an ad in the newspaper. That's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's Kissing Jessica Stein. But no, yeah,
remember,
I
yeah.
guess I do enjoy this couple on the list. You know what's a really
Anyway.
sad? You know what also keeps me away from gay movies is because typically they don't end so well for the central characters. So either someone's dying or getting AIDS
Well,
or something.
I mean,
so
that's also the thing. Is that like, because like, why does it usually have to be like some kind of conflict about like whatever? Why can't they just have a happy ending like every like cis straight couple? Like,
yeah,
why does it have
even
to be like?
My So-Called Life, that
Yeah.
was a TV show, but even that Christmas, and of course it was My So-Called Life, so of course it was going to be really dramatic and sad. But poor Ricky during the Christmas episode, he goes through
Which is, by the way, like
everything.
who Ricky identifies, like the first character he identifies with ever. So continue, Ricky. So
Yeah,
Ricky and Ricky, yeah.
Ricky was me seeing myself on film for the first, or on TV for the first time, and being like, oh, that's me. But yeah, poor Ricky, gets assaulted and beat up. He's got nowhere to go for the holidays, and he stumbles across
Yeah.
this angel that's, well, we think she's a homeless girl too, but she's his guardian angel, and she's been watching over him, and she leads him
Yeah.
back to Angela, and the end, he spends it with them. But
Yeah, but I mean, like, but it's also, we talked about this too with like a lot of like movies about people who are like like generally not like any kind of minority of any sort. They always have horrible tragic endings, which I think is white like cinema trying to be sympathetic, but just saying that like, hey, you're basically like a Star Trek red shirt, like you're gonna die horribly or you're never
yeah,
gonna find love.
even
So
like
like,
Brokeback Mountain, which kind of put Brokeback Mountain was sort of this pinnacle gay
yeah.
film. It's the saddest ending ever. I was like crying my eyes out.
12 Years a Slave, like all of these movies, like they're all like so it's kind of nice. There is a hallmark like cookie cutter ending because it's really sucky and saccharine sweet and probably not gonna happen. But you're like, yay,
Yeah,
gay
maybe
couples have happy ending,
maybe
happy
I'll
ending.
take a look at some to reset my mindset about gay movies in
I
general.
mean, I don't
I
know.
did see
Actually,
I did see
yeah.
a very gay scene in a Dolly Parton. You know Dolly Parton does musicals or has done a musical?
Wait, let's talk about this Dolly Parton thing. Let's talk about another like musical icon because you crushed mine with Judy Garland earlier. So like, let's keep going.
I wouldn't say I crushed it. I just say it was a situation. Anyway, no, Dolly Parton, like sort of gay icon. Every city has a Dolly Parton drag queen or impersonator, and she's very that queen. I mean, she's here for the gays, and she's got this Christmas musical. And there's a scene that, at first glance, I looked at it and was like, "Oh, great representation, that's amazing." And then more I thought about it, I had some questions. So I'm gonna play it now. This is the scene. Pull it up. I feel like we're gonna get maybe a copyright again because this whatever. And here we go. I mean, so of course, like giving very ballroom kind of style. Of course, it's a hair salon. Jennifer Lewis, which another gay icon.
I mean, I really like there's like the voguing like ballroom things going on. Like it's a very Vogue ballroom.
Yeah, it's very Vogue ballroom, sort of for a palatable. I don't know. It's sort of condensed and reductive for a potentially all-white audience. I feel like that doesn't understand, like a straight cis audience that may not understand what that even is or where that comes from. And so,
Right. They're not
yeah.
gonna understand the historic reasons behind that.
I
Like,
mean,
but I mean,
it took a lot of work for us to get from ballroom culture in the 80s and underground New York City, like those balls, Paris is Burning kind of balls, to get to this scene in a Dolly Parton musical. And unfortunately, it's great to see the representation, but a single scene doesn't exactly fully encompass the struggle that was behind those dance moves and what they represent.
no, not at all. But it's also like, I mean, like, okay, let's also talk about like RuPaul's also doing like Old Navy ads, for example, and like he was part like, wait, she because yeah, anyway, she was part of like
She
a
when she's in
niche
drag, he when he's not
in
in
the
drag.
90s. Like, I mean, like, it's not totally representative, but it's more the idea that like we're crossing over at the time.
Yeah, it's great to
So
see. Um, I
I,
hope people. I don't know. I don't know what I hope people. I don't know.
yeah,
It was like a snapshot. At first, I was like, yes, work, and then I was like, wait a minute, but
but it's represent. I
where
mean, like,
there's
yeah,
houses that exist now. So even I mean, I don't know where these two dancers, for
yeah,
example, what they're obviously they're professional dancers, but do they come from a house? I didn't actually do that. I wish I would have done that deeper dive to see, do they come from
yeah,
a ballroom house?
yeah,
Um, I mean, to get the true representation of the art form, I feel like you could have brought in a Vogue or a ballroom house that exists now, that competes now, and have them be in
yeah,
the scene and give them that exposure, that opportunity, and that coinage, that money, because
yeah,
most ballroom houses, they're struggling, they're trying to make ends meet
yeah.
as well. So if you're going to use the art form, then use the artists that truly represent it and who originated the form, I guess is what I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I was just watching this thing on, or just reading stuff about Louis Armstrong. A book recently came out about him, and about how, like, we all find him, like, lovely, like, the guy behind This Wonderful World, like, he's, like, this jazz legend. But everyone really just thought he sold himself out through the 50s and 60s. Like, all the jazz people, like, they all, like, all the, like, aficionados, like, were just like, you sold yourself out. Like, you crossed over, became, like, the Satchmo character of like, like you became the black stereotype, the Uncle Tom. But I mean, like he was kind of a representation of the jazz world and like that crossover. He's become a legend to the vast majority of America. But in doing that, he also became a parody of what was Black America for a lot of people and what was jazz.
Yeah,
So
it's a hard
it's a hard line. It's a
line
hard
to
line to figure out.
balance. Yeah, because it's
Because I
inevitable that
mean,
you're gonna catch flack. You're what is it? What's that saying? Like you can't win for losing. You're trying to obviously have an opportunity for yourself to have exposure and perform your art, but at the same
yeah,
time you have to remember what you represent, and then you have to make sure you're representing that in a way that other people will respect, that also look
yeah.
like
I mean,
you,
like,
but also you need to make it sort of accessible and palatable and a thing. I was watching it was I went to a Christmas concert in New York. It was like a wind symphony. This just came to me, but this happened, and it was um this guy had written this composition that was inspired by the Middle East, and I'm not gonna remember the form,
yeah.
but as I was listening to it, I was thinking to myself, this seems a little watered down, though. I feel like he was on the edge of really going there with the percussion and the rhythm and the pacing. It was a little bit held back. And I'm not in, I mean, well, I used to be a musician. I mean, I played saxophone for, about 6-8 years. I don't know how long it was.
Oh, wait, this is you doing the
No, I played saxophone, thank you very much, before I was a cymbal specialist. Anyway, long story short, afterwards I went to drinks with the Wind Symphony, because my friend was in it as well, and he was there, the composer, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be this guy, but I'm really curious, and so I asked him, hey, I'm wondering, did you feel you had the freedom to really write what you wanted to write for what I just listened to, or did you feel like you had to hold back so that it was a little bit more pleasing to a majority Western, white, gentrified New York audience,
Yeah.
basically? And he kind of agreed. He said, yeah, I did kind of hold back on some aspects because I understood the audience that this was going to be presented to. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, bravo. I mean, I didn't want to like make it too awkward because it was a circle of people also who, and everyone was just sort of congratulating, and it was a great experience. But I was more curious. I wanted to get beneath all those like basic sort of congrats and actually get to the heart of it of what I would, what I thought I experienced.
That was a good question.
And so there is that idea that you have to understand who you're delivering it to, and that balance of like respecting the art, but also understanding who has to digest it.
Understand the audience, like figuring it out. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, I think we were gonna do more, but I think we have a full show. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a good rabbit hole. Wait, are you breaking character right now? What are you doing?
Wait, was I not supposed to break? Wait, how do I breaking character? Like, isn't this always me?
I think we should keep it pushing.
Do you want to keep on doing do you want to do the dark part of Christmas? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was gonna go to the don't evens.
Oh yeah, okay, don't evens. Okay, let's do it. I forgot about don't. Oh my goodness, I actually did not prepare my don't evens. Oh my goodness, I forgot about these.
Okay. So we'll be right back. We're gonna have a don't even. Stand by.
Oh my goodness.
All right, welcome to Don't Even. Hold on, let me slide back in. Girl, I was like, what are you doing? We're still doing this show.
Well, because we were going to do a whole nother segment of the last part. We were going to do the dark Christmas horror thing. And we just skipped over that.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
It's fine. I'll just have to go in and cut this out. So, I was trying to not have to do this. That's why I was like, why?
Wasn't breaking character. Anyway, I was trying to do it subtly. Continue. Okay. Don't even forget we're not doing don't even. Continue.
There's no subtlety when you're on a live mic and we're on a live show. It's fine. We're continuing. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Don't Even. Welcome to Don't Even, where we take a little bit of time to just say don't even, and that sort of manifests into a rant sometimes or just some random mental floss. Most of the time for me it's gonna be all right, we're obviously on our last bar of energy to get through this today.
Every time. Okay, continue.
Okay, I guess I should go first. All right, I'm going to start from the top again. Oh my God, we're disintegrating. Okay, welcome to Don't Even. This is a segment where we talk about whatever we want to, usually a rant, can be a mental floss, whatever. Just don't even with us. So, my don't even fall in love with Pharma Bro while you're on the job. So everyone, maybe not everyone knows, but this journalist had a major fail. The journalist who was profiling Pharma Bro, and if you don't know who Pharma Bro is, something Scarelli, I don't even know his real name. This is the guy who owned a pharmacy business. He decided to sort of quadruple the price of EpiPens and also I think an HIV medication as well. He just
the main thing is he like tripled the price of basic medication to keep people alive.
Yeah.
Just to make more money.
And
that's why he's a horrible person.
And it affected a lot of people. On the periphery, it affected me because while I was touring, I couldn't get an EpiPen for my medical kit. They were just nowhere to be found.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a big shortage. Now, I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know if the shortage was related to Pharma Bro, but I feel like there was a trickle down. Anyway, but the woman who was profiling him for, do you remember what magazine it was?
I forget. No, I didn't know you were covering
She was interviewing him, and this was a married woman, no judgment, but she basically fell in love with Pharma Bro. Yeah. Which I don't even fall in love with Pharma Bro, because what could Pharma Bro say, or how could he seduce you when you're just doing your job and asking questions about why he's a crappy person for doing what he did? But somehow he was able to persuade her to enter into a romantic dalliance. Cut to now that this story's been released, he's been like, who? I don't know who she is. And she's looking forward to dating again, other people. So it's one of those things that was a story till it wasn't a story.
Because with Christy Smith updated her life for Martin Sokerly or whatever his name is. Yeah. So wait, pause. It's an L, by the way, if you want to read the whole story. So wait, they're not dating anymore? Wait,
no, it's off because he was upset that she went forward with this story. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't really care to read the article, really. It was just the headline for me. Yeah. But the one thing I did see was that she, so basically she lost her marriage and her career. And she said she blamed her in her school, her college, her journalism school, because she said they didn't teach her about how to handle situations, basically how to handle ethics of falling in love with the person you're interviewing. Beth, would you care to weigh in on that?
Oh my goodness, because she went to Northwestern, and as discussed, how many times have I annoyed you, Ricky? Like, we were talking about crazy things, and I'm like, I will not cross my ethics on this one. Like, I cannot have a strong opinion about this or that, or I have annoyed the shit out of you with my ethics about shit. Have I not, Ricky? I will not cross this line. And we're talking about random things. How could she not know not to cross a line by sleeping with her source? I can't even. No.
And let's not forget, even the most, every business, every profession has an ethical sort of policy, whether or not it's laid out in front of you, this is what not to do. I mean, the plumber knows that he can't hit on, the housewife whose
no, these are written down. These are actual ethics that they're written down. There's an entire the whole idea of objectivity. Journalism is supposed to be we're all doing whatever to just make you think things. No, we have a hardcore of ethics that people get fired over very basic shit. You misspell a name, you get fucking fired. There, you cannot take a gift over 50. There is shit that will get you fucking fired in no time. Sorry,
that's on fire. She's lit up, girl. The F-bombs are dropping.
Sorry.
I think we found a subject that Beth is really passionate about. But no, across the board, ethics are ethics, and she was a fool to even entertain the idea that that was gonna be okay. And it's probably why she came forward, because she probably was trying to get some sort of exclusive, maybe a book deal out of it. She's
trying to save her career because she's not getting employed anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. Now. He's lost all credibility. Maybe it'll become a Lifetime movie. They love those kinds of films over a lifetime.
Yeah, it could be actually.
But
it could be a good. That would be a good Lifetime movie. You know what? Actually, go that route. Write that shit up, make it a book, sell a movie.
Yeah, I mean, because nothing really illegal happened, so she could have the rights to her own story, and she could write something. But I don't really know where else that story goes besides I lost my career.
I don't know. They'd be here's a pill. I don't know. I don't know. You can make some sexy things from that. I don't know what exactly, but I don't know. I mean, how is 50 Shades of Grey a sexy book? I don't know. You could just do the same kind of thing, only it's Pharma Bro.
Oh, don't go there. Kink community, BDSM community is very not happy with that 50 Shades depiction of their lifestyle and their community. I follow a trans BDSM sort of, I guess, content creator. She's a commentary channel that just happens to be in the community, and she dissected the whole entire 50 Shades series, and she was like, no, wrong, that wouldn't happen, that's not how it works. It's very interesting.
What actually now I just wait, I'm
her
sorry,
name is her name is Cat Black with a
but what was happening, because I heard 50 Shades is really just a sexploitation basically of Twilight, the series. They were just writing the sexy version of the whole vampire thing, and that's where it started.
Yeah, it's it's very overdone, it's very cheesy, and there's some basic there's actually rules that are not followed that
what are the now you have to tell me the basic rules of BDSM that was why they hate this, that you just one or two.
I'll put her in the background while I tell you a funny story about speaking of that, hold on. Wait, I'm gonna share this.
Oh
So
no.
I'll just that's Cat Black. She's got a great following on social media. But when I was working in a clinic, this is early in my career, there's this thing called an isokinetic dynamometer. It measures power out of your different muscles. So obviously to isolate that joint, you've got to be strapped in. So you sit in this chair and you've got like double cross seat belts. You've got a strap over your thigh and your hip, over your just above your knee, on your shin and at your ankle. And anyways, let me go away from her. That's Cat Black. She's got really good content. She talks a lot about different like relationship dynamics and how the community operates. So there was this guy sitting, one of my colleagues sitting in the chair, and he was very Christian, conservative, white guy, very uptight. And it was a continuing education. So it was me and all the other clinicians, maybe about 10 people, learning about this, machine. And he gets all strapped in, and I go, hey, the safe word is banana. And it gets like 2 laughs in the room. And he's sitting there, he says, what do you mean banana? What is that? And I'm like, in that moment, I'm thinking to myself, oh no, do I explain this even further and dig the hole deeper, or do I just let it go? And I decided just to go with what I knew and just dig deeper. And so I say, well, in BDSM,
You did not. You could just say. You could have just said that, like, if you feel uncomfortable, let me know.
No, I was like, so in BDSM community, you've got to have a safe word, and the safe word can't be no or stop because that's part of the play. So it's got to be something random and fun, like banana. And he looks at me, and I kid you not, he goes, oh, Ricky. Like, I know that night that man got on his knees and prayed for me. And thankfully, the other 2 people that actually had life experience and were like fine and laughed and found humor in the joke afterwards, they told me that was hilarious. Thank you so much for that moment. I will never forget that. But so yeah, that's my story. And that's why I ended up going to the circus. Traditional clinical practice, maybe not so much for me.
I think don't even follow that up. Like, that's where my don't even is. Don't even try to follow that up because
I was young in my career back then. I was fresh from London and all the things that happened there. I guess disclaimer, I'm not part of the BDSM community. I guess I should have put that. Don't let the leather cap fool you. This is just fashion. Hey, maybe our views will go way up now. Okay, on that note, let's start cleansing some things with a little Zenspiration. So stand by. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Oh, I don't have music for this. So we're just cleansing ourselves and preparing.
Oh, Indonesia. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hiked this. This is a volcano, Mount Rinjani, and I hiked that. Thank you very much.
Oh, you went to my homeland. Look at you.
Yeah. So here we are at the Zenspiration. This is where we take a little inspiration from this manual of the Warrior of Light. We each episode we pick a random page, and then we see what he's got to say. So let's see what's on for this week. I feel like we need choosing the page
we need music for this.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
The Warrior of Light knows that it is impossible to live in a state of complete relaxation. Oh, tell me more. And lies. I don't know. This might hit too close to home. So he has learned. Oh, yeah. I was going to use general pronouns. They have learned from the archer that in order to shoot their arrow any distance, they must hold the bow taut. Okay. They have learned from the stars that only an inner explosion allows them to shine. The warrior notices that when a horse is about to jump over a fence, it tenses all its muscles, but he never confuses tension with anxiety. Oh, I like that. That's very, very much be ready to pounce at any opportunity because you don't know when. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, as they say.
I'm sorry. I got kind of got caught up in the beginning because we were talking about like the he/she pronoun, and then we had an internal explosion. Like there were a lot of things going on. It was hard for me to focus on the actual part.
Why? I'm the one that had to do it in real time and change all the male pronouns to they and them.
He has an inner explosion. Okay. Yeah, okay, wait. Okay, but yes, he has a lot of tension. You don't know if it's tension or anxiety. Sorry.
No, it says they have learned from the stars that only an inner implosion allows them to shine, because a star is the result of a inner explosion, right? Isn't that how stars work?
I'm sorry. It was a weird transition for the BDSM. I'm sorry. My mind's still stuck. I'm back. But like
okay. Do you need a second to
no, okay. I'm good.
I mean, now I'm stuck. You've tainted the Zenspiration. We were supposed to leave BDSM behind where it was and move on to the Zenspiration. But now we're in this limbo. Talk it out. What do you need? Talk it out. What are you going through?
Read another one, and I will be quiet. I'll be quiet.
No, I mean, let's stick with this one. But if you need to talk something out about
no, I'm fine. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Basically, the lesson is stay tense, but to stay tense doesn't mean to be anxious. You're just staying tense to be ready and prepared for whatever challenges might come your way. And I think that's a great lesson for life.
Yes,
you agree,
and I agree, and Merry Christmas.
Okay. I'm so angry. Happy holidays, as we probably have a diverse audience, and I thought we discussed this as well, a little behind the scenes.
No, we did not talk about this. Okay, happy holidays.
No, it's fine. We're literally having the debate that like silly people have on Twitter. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy name a couple of others. Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Wait. Never mind. Another insidery Mimi thing. Anyway, happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Are you trying to do the outro right now? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what's going on now.
Girl. All right. Thank you for watching Gen XYZ. To subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the show, your questions, your concerns, your critiques. You know, we're open. We can handle it. What do you want us to change? What do you want us to do? What do you want to hear from us?
I think he looked at me when we said critiques, but also follow us on XYZ on social media. So yes, happy holidays to all.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year. If we don't see you, we probably won't. So let's have our fingers crossed for 2021.